Welcome to Blog Talk Radio in high fidelity.
You are tuning in to a Goldilocks Productions presentation of the Quantum Path Radio Show with Dennis Anderson. Dennis is a psychic medium, a hypnotist, and spiritual teacher. He has had a gift to perceive the subtle energies from an early age, turning off the gift at the age of 20 to live life, love, and understand human behavior. To have it reawaken again during his late 30s due to a calling that was loud and needed to be answered, Dennis was urged by Spirit to learn more, grow more, and share his gifts that others can benefit by exploring their own unique abilities. Call in now if you would like to speak to Dennis. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 so that you can get into the host queue.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of the Quantum Path Radio Show. And what is this date today? Today is January 15th, 2018. And let's put it this way, we got a lot of things kind of going on. Obviously, it's Martin Luther King Day, I guess you could say, in the States. He's a man that, let's put it this way, it brought about a lot of awareness, I guess you could say, to a lot of different things. The biggest, depending on, your political leanings and whatever else, the thing is that the message is very true for all, and that is just greater respect for everyone. Plain and simple. Having respect for your fellow man, and I mean man as in mankind sort of thing, but I also mean as well that let's put it this way, this is about sharing, what is important, what is true to you. And I guess you could say the biggest thing is that when you truly put yourself into somebody else's shoes, you truly do get a very unique perspective. And I mean, you look at things with a non-judgmental point of view. You look at things with a whole new light and an understanding. And you do see, I guess you could say, many things. Martin Luther King basically did that for many people. He helped to shed some light on many things. And the biggest thing, though, is that we need to bring this forward. We need to start allowing ourselves to go forward and to push on. There have been some changes. There have been some setbacks and some advances. Let's face it, there's just a lot of things going on in the world right now. And because there is so much going on in the world, we need to kind of start to realize within ourselves who we are. What is our soul, and what does it want? What does it need? It's looking for growth, it's looking for love, it's looking for to move forward in regards to experience and knowledge and memory, life experience. Over the past few days, in myself, let's put it this way, on Thursday I did a bunch of readings over in Stouffville, connected with quite a few different people there. Mediumistically, psychically, people looking for, I guess you could say, greater understanding of their own finances or their own careers or their own love life and so forth. Had one lady, very, very nice young lady, actually. Well, she's younger than me, so Let's put it that way. I think she's about 39, 40, something like that. But she had lost her husband a few years back, about 3 years or so, due to a very systemic issue. The thing is that I helped her to understand that, you know what, he is there still watching. He is approving of her relationship now that she has with somebody else. There's always, those worries sometimes that sometimes we, are they okay with us moving on? Are they okay with, with us continuing our life? And yes, Spirit does understand that we do have a life yet. And that, we shouldn't be holding ourselves back from really any sort of way whatsoever. And we have a tendency to do that to ourselves. We have a tendency to look at our lives and hold ourselves back. And that's probably one of the worst things that you can do. Don't hold yourself back from living your life. Get out there, explore who you are, take some chances, take a few risks. It's not going to hurt. Like, obviously, don't, go out and take the risk of robbing a bank or anything like that, because that doesn't make any sense. But the thing is, is that what I am saying, for you is get out there and explore your life, live your life. That is what your soul wants. That is what your loved ones on the other side, those that have passed, whether it be your parents, your grandparents, brothers, sisters, they all want that for you. They all want you to live your life. Yes, there's going to be times in our lives where we're going to have some ups and downs. Myself actually included. Let me put it to you this way. Like, when I got into this weekend, I did not feel very well. And it wasn't so much of a physical not feeling well, but in a lot of ways it was kind of a mental one. I was not happy with a lot of things. There was just a general malaise. I don't want to call it a depression either, but I do want to say is that, I felt like, that I needed to explore more of who I was. And yet it almost felt as if I was holding myself back. And in essence, that's what I kind of did. I held myself back. I do see a lot of things, and I do pick up and perceive many things, like from people. And these are things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy trying to help people. But sometimes when you look at yourself, you forget. You forget sometimes the advice that you give to other people is just as important as it is for yourself, too. So for me, like I said, I held myself back due to one reason or another. And the thing is that there's times where I needed to started focusing, I guess you could say, on what, like, ask yourself, what is important in your life? What is necessary in your life? I get it. Work is work. Careers are careers. Love is love sometimes. Those are important things. Family. But you also have to look at what is important for you, too. And with that note, I want you to keep getting out there, keep exploring. Shine your light in your own specific way or in your own way. Like you can't hold yourself back. We put in these, I guess you could say, this aspect of putting ourselves in a protective bubble sometimes because we're afraid of being hurt, and we get afraid of exposing ourselves, being vulnerable. And after a while, you can only do that. You can only hold yourself back for so long before you start to realize that, you know what, it is now time to explore who I am. It's now time for me to push myself forward even further, re-examine. And that's what I have to do. I had some things that, like I said, over this past weekend that I've had to pay attention to, some family matters and so forth. And that leads me to taking some time off from the Quantum Path Radio show. I've been doing this now for about 7-8 months, I think, since last July anyway. And the thing is that I really did enjoy sharing myself with you. And in turn, I hope I helped some of you out there by giving these readings, I guess you could say, or by, imparting some sort of maybe knowledge, even though sometimes I kind of wonder, like, as knowledgeable as I am, sometimes is what is important sometimes. As long as you got some benefit out of it, and that's what would make me that much happier, I guess. I care about all of you, and I do want all of you to keep exploring and to keep growing and to keep knowing who you are. That, like I said, is my purpose in life in a lot of ways, is to keep bringing the awareness of what your soul is supposed to be doing, helping you to discover what your soul is. And ideally, that's what I want to do. There's times when we need to heal, there's times when we need to press forward, but there is times where we do have to take some action. And then sometimes life is not where we're going to take a pill to, make us magically, like all of a sudden transform into another life. Sometimes it does take a little bit of action. And I hope I can have inspired and will continue to inspire those of you to take some action, to move forward, to become the best person that you can be. Like I said, this is kind of like a bittersweet sort of ending for me in some ways. Like I wish I could continue. It's just that at this time I have to take a break. And that's, and we don't totally see sometimes all the twists and turns that life gives us. But sometimes they are the best things for us. And when you look back on them, it'll make you understand that, it happened for a reason and with divine purpose. Because that is why we're here. We are here for a divine purpose. We're here to learn. And with that, let's get to our first caller. 865, please, if you could, please, Roz.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a first-time caller.
Okay.
And So, yeah, I'm happy to be able to talk with you today. Anyways,
Very good.
how do you, how do you go about it, or what do I do? What do I?
Well, basically, all I need to know is well, first of all, what's your name? I don't even know what your name is.
My name is Lynn, L-I-N.
Lynn. Okay. All right, Lynn. And well, what question do you have for me today?
Okay. Well, I am in the process, or have made plans. I will be moving, relocating to another state, and I'd like to know if you feel or see a time period, or how would how do you go about that? I'd like to know how soon you feel that taking place.
Okay. Well, let me put it to you this way. I am kind of getting probably with, like, it actually feels like not right away, but I do want to say anywhere between 4 to 6 months, because it feels like certain things have to kind of come into place first. It almost feels like there is some opportunities out there, though, and I kind of want to say is that make certain that you're looking at all your options, because it does feel like there is is this a move for work that you're looking for?
No, actually, it isn't. It's well, I live in California, and I have been feeling a strong pull, just a very strong desire to move back to the South. My grandparents are from the area, to Tennessee, and so I've just been making the the arrangements and getting rid of things, giving things away, and
Yep.
but I'm just yeah, and it's winter time around those parts, and so I was kind of feeling perhaps around springtime.
Yes.
Whenever springtime is, once the weather. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I do feel like it is going to be about 4 to 6 months, so that would put you around that April, May, June. Yeah, April. Yeah, I guess you could say April, June, May, June. So that would be probably the best thing for you in a lot of ways, because that's what I'm kind of feeling anyways. Like it just feels like spring. It feels like summer around you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite nice. The reason why I was asking about work actually was because of the fact, like, it did feel like there is going to be something or of an opportunity or something like that there.
Yeah, I believe that too. I wasn't going to ask you about that because most people want to do like one question, but yeah, I just turned 62 last week, and I do want to. I feel like I do want to do some sort of work, of my own.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel that. Yeah.
I am kind of, like I said, I am feeling something around you in regards to you actually doing some work. To be honest with you, I am seeing like you writing, like it's almost as if there's something written down on paper, so it's kind of like I'm just getting a lot of papers and stuff like that around you. So the thing is okay. So what I am kind of getting though is that like it just feels like okay, there's going to be something there where there's going to be a lot of paper shuffling, that sort of thing. I'm not certain what field you in, but it does feel like you are very analytical. There's a certain I almost want to lean to a little bit towards like an accounting sort of thing, but it doesn't really feel like that either. It just feels like there is, like I said, there's just a lot of paper around you. So, so I do feel like there is going to be an opportunity there for you. And actually, I do feel that there is going to be like where you are going to like pick up some work temporarily, like for somebody else, and then it could lead into something like for your own.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, and actually, I kind of want to say is that this. It's there's a like I said, there is a possibility of you actually turning that into a job of your own or a career of your own in a lot of ways. But it does feel good. Let's put it that way. It's almost like there's a little bit of you expressing, like a little bit of passion in there, sort of thing. Like there's something in there where it's got a little bit more passion in there. Because I'm just kind of like seeing like a reinvigoration of who you are in a lot of ways with this move. Because it just feels like, like you can almost I don't want to say reinvent yourself, but it's almost like there's you know what I mean? Like there's just something there that just feels like, I can make a fresh start here and I don't have to worry about some of the other whatever fluff that was going on in California, sort of thing. It's a good move for you, let's put it that way. I do feel that it is, so.
Absolutely.
Just keep your eyes open. Like I said, I think there's going to be some opportunities there for you. In regards to housing, I do feel that there is a house there, definitely for you, because I am getting a house. Actually, it feels very idyllic in a lot of ways.
I just saw something today. Yay.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt you. You're in a flow. Oh, my gosh.
That's what we tried to do anyway.
Wow.
So the thing is like I said, it feels very idyllic. It's actually quite nice. Like it does feel a little bit older, maybe not, like it's not really super big or anything like that. But it feels quaint. It feels really homey, comfortable. I'm getting some trees around, sort of thing as well. And then I don't know, but it just feels like there's an apple tree or something like that around there too, or something like that. That feels like there's some sort of fruit-bearing tree that's going to be close by. That's going to be very nice. So anyway, with that, I think there's going to be some good things.
Thank you so much. You went right in. Oh, my gosh. It's awesome. I appreciate you. I know I was listening, and you're going to be changing directions and doing something else. And I'm so grateful that I had this first opportunity. And thank you so much.
I'll still definitely be doing my psychic work and mediumship work and so forth, because that is my path, that is my calling, that is my passion. It's just that unfortunately for right now with the radio show, I do have to pull that aside for a little while, just mainly because of
because other great things are opening up for you. You know that. And
absolutely.
I thank you so much. Yes.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for your time. Blessings. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was Lynn, our first caller of the evening, and I thank Lynn for joining in today. Now, the other thing, too, is that this Thursday coming up, yes, I will be in Stouffville once again, I will be doing some readings and so forth there, and I think, am I doing some sort of, I think I'm doing some sort of teaching up there as well. Yes, I've got a circle going on up there as well that night to do it's a development circle. It's always fun and interesting. Also, too, if you are interested, I am also running some online circles as well, because let's put it this way, you do not need space, time, and place don't make a difference to energy. It really doesn't. That's why I can do, let's say, for example, these readings over the phone with you. But the thing is that you're within your own development. It doesn't require you to be in the same room. It really doesn't. You can do this. And that's the thing here. This type of work anybody can do. Like even if you and I'm not saying okay, let me put it to you this way. I'm not saying for you to go out and hang a shingle on the outside of your door to say, like, oh, the psychic is in, because not everybody wants to do that, and that's okay. But the thing is that your own intuition, your own gut feelings, your own awareness, and that's the important thing here, your awareness of you, your awareness of the energy that's out there, the subtle energies that play upon all of us. You can tap into that. And that is what I want everybody, I guess you could say, in the world to be able to do. It doesn't make a difference whether you're a business owner, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a life coach, or whether you're the guy outside, like digging the sewer lines or anything like that. Like, I don't care. You can use this stuff on a day-to-day type basis, within your own families, within your own circle, because these are things that, it's a skill. It's a life skill that you can have, that you can develop. This is your human GPS. This is the way for you to kind of, I guess you could say, navigate your life. GPS is there to help us to navigate from point A to point B. Well, your intuition is like your GPS for navigating your own personal aspect of your soul and your own life path. And everybody can do this stuff. Everybody can tap into it. And I've seen it so many times before with people where, like they would say, like, I'm here to explore. I'm here to learn a little bit about this or that or whatever. And you know what? It's amazing some of the things that they come up with. And the accuracy is there. It's just a matter of how do you learn to tap into that? What is the language that I am learning? Because you got to remember, this stuff, it's like a language. You're learning a new way of listening. You're learning a new way of seeing. You're learning a new way of being able to feel something. And that's what this is. This is a new way of picking up on things. Actually, I don't want to say new because it's not new. It's just new for you maybe, but it's been around since man walked the earth for 100,000 years plus. So the thing is that you too can tap into any of this. You really, really can. And when you do, you'll find that, yeah, you know what, the ups and downs are there, and there always will be there. But the thing is that you can navigate them much easier. You can actually start to feel that, okay, you know what, I can actually move forward. Like I can, like you can look at it from a different perspective and realize, hey, that's just my life going through another experience to add to the experience of the whole. So, where are we here? Oh, 8:30, almost. And it's, like I said, if you do want a reading, I'm still going to be doing readings. I am still going to be teaching. I am still going to be doing fairs and all that fun stuff. It's just that unfortunately, I won't be doing it so much on this format here of being on the radio. But I will always still be around. So if you do wish, for a reading, feel free to give me a call at 647-949-1429. Or you can reach me through an email at Dennis, or mail, I should say, mail at DennisJAnderson.com. So you can reach me through that as well. Or please connect with me on Facebook, because that's what I love doing. I love connecting with different people on Facebook. And sometimes, I'll always throw out my 2 cents in regards to if I see a post by somebody or whatever. I am very big on, let's say, ethics of a psychic or a medium. I'm very big on I guess you could say, I am that skeptical psychic medium. I will always question why I'm getting something. I will always look at how or why I'm getting it. Because I'm still looking at, I guess you could say, I'm still learning in many ways. Like, I've been doing this for numerous years, but I'm always still learning something new every day. and I will continue to learn. And this has also helped me to learn more about myself. And that's why this is a very important thing for you to grow and to learn in. Because this is the juicy parts of life. Bite into that peach and let the juice run down your chin, because that's what it's about. Life is supposed to be juicy. Now, where were we? Oh, and some of the other things that were kind of going on. I noticed that in California, there was a thing on the news about 13 people that were held captive in a California home, by two parents. The biggest thing here, these things that do come up in life. Unfortunately, one of the kids, she was, 17 or something like that, she managed to escape and therefore was able to alert authorities. There's always going to be those things in our world. But the biggest thing, though, is to see and recognize certain things within our lives, or within, like, around our neighbors, that sort of thing. Like, we have an ability within ourselves to be able to help our neighbors. Quite a few months back, actually, one of my neighbors decided to, in his garage, he decided to run his car. Now, most people, yes, okay, they will park the car in the garage, but let's put it this way, you always leave a door open. Well, this door was actually shut, pretty much. It worried me, it scared me, let me put it to you that way. And I don't think he fully understood the impact of his actions. So I knocked on the door when I heard the car running. And it, like I said, my adrenaline kicked in. A lot of my other senses, I guess you could say, kicked in. I pulled the door open. He was okay, which was a good thing. But any car running in a closed space will quickly make a person succumb to carbon monoxide poisoning. When I witnessed that, like I said, it scared me, but it scared me for him more so than anything, because when I explained to him afterwards, and he was a man that was, originally from another country. His English was a little bit broken. And like I said, I don't think he fully understood, the consequences of running a vehicle in a closed space. But the thing is that when I explained it to him, he actually did understand, and he was actually very grateful that I did help him out. The thing is, too, is that for your sake, as much as, let's say, for example, we want to be on the world stage sometimes to deliver a message or two or whatever, like the Tony Robbins out there, or like the other big names. And, that's all fine and dandy, but you can do so much within and around your own home or within your own circle. And that's the thing that I'd like to point out is that you have a circle of influence around you. It's your friends, it's your family, it's your neighbors. Be kind, be aware, be kind. Talk to your neighbors if you can, here and there. I'm not saying to be the nosy Nelly. I'm not saying to, go up to them and all of a sudden start inviting yourself over, because some people are not, let's put it this way, that open, I guess you could say, to sharing of their space. But as long as you say hi or whatever, you can kind of get a feel around, of those types of people. And these 13 kids, from ages 2 all the way to 29, were trapped in this house. And there's been other instances of things like that before. But the thing is that if we can all just be a little bit more aware and a little bit more, I guess you could say, keeping our eyes open, and we do that by being good neighbors, good people. And, yes, we're not going to be here to judge other people because that's not right either. But what I am saying, though, is to be a good neighbor and pay attention. Like if you have, let's say, for example, if it's cold outside, and you have an older neighbor that maybe needs help shoveling, well, it's not going to hurt to do that. That's a small part out of your life to help somebody else. And I hope in turn that that you will be inspired to do the same. I give my prayers to those people that were held captive, because let's put it this way, that is a very traumatic sort of event in their life that they're going to have to live with and deal with. Yes, a lot of people will say that, the 2-year-old is going to be fine and whatever, but you know what? They're still going to need. There's still an energetic imprint that is put upon them, and I pray that they get the help and the therapy and everything else that they need or require to help. They'll never forget it. They will never ever forget the circumstances and the pain that they've gone through. And I feel so bad for them because they won't. But in turn, I hope that they get the healing that they require. That they get an understanding, and in turn, I hope that they get, I guess you could say, a forgiveness eventually. And sometimes forgiveness is kind of an interesting thing too. I've done some, let's put it this way, some exploring of that even myself too this weekend. Forgiveness of myself, for the things that I've done, and forgiveness of others for the things that they've done to me in some ways. When you look at forgiveness from a very high spiritual sort of aspect, you actually start to realize, and you start to look at it from a non-judgmental point of view. You actually start to realize that forgiveness is, I don't want to call it a virtue, but I do want to say that it's a trait of the soul where you can look at something and there's something that triggers, or there's a switch that flips within you where all of a sudden you start to realize that things are okay and that you are okay. And I am okay. If you can't forgive a person directly, that's okay too. But ask. Ask for, if you believe in angels or if you believe in whatever spirit or energy or whatever, it doesn't make a difference, but have that spirit or energy or angel ask for forgiveness on your part. You're all connected anyway. That is the beauty of all of this. You are connected to God. You are connected to, or goddess, if you want to look at it that way, or source energy. Connect to that. And when you're connected to it, the forgiveness within yourself allows it to come out even more. And sometimes there's a little bit of pain there that comes up. And sometimes there's a little bit of releasing that has to happen too. But realize that that pain and that release is only temporary, and it's there as a healing. It's kind of like if you have a boil, and whatever you do, don't Google Dr. Pimple Popper, because I saw she has a TV show and there's some nasty things coming up on that one. Like it just kind of grossed me out a little bit, I have to admit. But the thing is that with some of those things, when they're left unchecked, and it is like very much like a boil or a cyst or whatever that grows underneath the skin, and when it becomes something that's not manageable, it'll grow, it'll fester, and it leads to disease. So work on your own releasing, spiritual boil, okay, or have it popped for you sort of thing, so that this way you can release it. Because you'll be much more aware, much happier, much more light, I guess you could say, than you were before. I have another caller. So, if Roz could put through 863 for me, that would be great, please. Please and thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And who may I ask is calling?
This is Julia from Florida.
Julia from Florida. And how are you doing today, Julia? And what's your question for me?
Oh, before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you do in your show. I'm just sorry to see you go. I'm following you on Facebook, so I'll be able to,
Yes, and please, connect with me on Facebook. I'm always still going to be around. I'm still always going to be doing my readings. It's just that, unfortunately, due to time and family commitments, I have to rearrange myself a little bit here to do things, and that's safe, but that's life. We have to manage those things sometimes. So, and thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in and calling. So, what can I do for you today?
Well, I just wanted to say, so much of what you were talking about earlier about, get yourself out there and explore life and take some chances and take action, that all very much resonated with me, because that's exactly where I need to be in my life, is to get myself back out there, because I just have been kind of in hermit mode in my safety net and my cocoon or whatever. So, and this year, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, and that's the thing that many of us do, and sometimes, yes, you do have to cocoon yourself that little bit, because sometimes, you have to have some inner reflection sometimes, so that this way, you can develop and grow a little bit, but there comes a time, too, where you actually do have to, come out of that cocoon and spread your wings a little bit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and
that's
fear.
Kind of what I'm looking to do, to relocate. I live in Central Florida now, kind of in the middle of the state.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about different areas, and the most recent area that came up as a potential, it's in the northern part of the state, and they call it the Panhandle, that kind of goes up and over across.
Oh, okay.
And it's a town called Destin, and it's funny because somebody had told me about it, and when I typed it in Google, it's Destin, and when I looked at it, I thought, wow, that's just like one Y away from being destiny, like you're destined to live there. So I just thought that was kind of cool.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
That's what I was calling to, see what insights or how you feel as far as would I be a good match, for potentially living there.
Okay, well, let's have a look at that. I am feeling that there is some very good possibility there. Okay, and yes, I'm actually, honestly, I am kind of getting a definite sort of yes to this. because I'm actually kind of getting like there's some things here with water. I don't know if it's closer to the water or not, but it does feel like there's some water around there, which is, it just feels like water is good for you. And I kind of want to say that because you got to remember, like, water is actually very symbolic of things like emotions and that sort of thing. But what I am kind of getting those is that it's almost like you're kind of a water type person, and you should be around or close to water. I do feel that this is actually exactly. And I do feel that there is some really good things there for you. And let me put it to you this way, like when I kind of get the cards here out, I'm actually getting the Lover's card, which is, in regards to that situation, just kind of tells me that, this can be very much a match for you in regards to getting out there. So it's a very, very good card. It means that there's some synchronicity there. There's some, there's some divine providence here to show you that there is some good stuff there for you. Just make certain, though, that before you do that, you kind of get yourself prepared and ready. But I do feel that this is a very good call for you in regards to getting out there. I actually want to say is that, you are going to move probably sooner than later because I'm kind of getting like a springtime, summer sort of feel to this, because it just feels like that's the right time, and I do feel that there is going to be some opportunity in regards to it feels like housing and so forth. I'm almost wanting to say is that you may I'm almost leaning towards there may be something that'll come up where it'll be kind of temporary sort of housing for the time being before you actually get into something that's a little bit more permanent. Just because it just feels like there could be a little bit of delay or something like that between the two. Like either something is going to either due to a closing or something like that, like maybe there could be a little bit of something there where you'll have to do something temporarily before you could actually move into it permanently.
Okay.
So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? But aside from that, it does look good. And I actually want to say is that there's lots of potential there for you. Let me put it to you that way. Okay?
Beautiful. Yeah, it's basically me starting over. So, yeah, I'm ready for some happiness and fun and opportunities.
Well, I think there's going to, like I said, I think there's going to be something there for you. But don't, and then actually, from me, from, I guess you could say from a heart perspective, excuse me, is that, once you kind of get moved or whatever, use this as an opportunity for you to kind of start stepping out of your comfort zone. Okay, and I kind of want to say is let's say, for example, if you've been cocooning for a little while, you want to make certain that, okay, now's the time, now that I'm moving, it's time for me to start kind of looking beyond, okay, and getting out there and talking to people and exploring, okay, because I kind of want to say is that, you've been kind of running in that track for a little while. So what I am kind of saying is if you can, try to pull yourself out of that track by changing some of your old habits, okay, and start developing some newer, healthy ones, and start doing it now even if you can. If you have the ability, try to get outside now and just, try to go for little walks or something like that, just to change a little bit of some of the little habits that you may have, so that this way, when you do move, this is a time for you, and it's a new thing for you in a lot of ways, and which is wonderful. But this is a good way to, look to the future and kind of say, like, okay, you know what? I'm now going to start doing some new healthy things for myself. And in turn, when I move, I'm going to be like hitting the ground running. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to start that walking now before you can run. You see what I mean? So try to focus on like, what is it that I need to start working on now, so that this way I can get out there and really start to hit life with both barrels, sort of thing. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you got the card, the Lovers.
Yes.
I'm actually, that's another thing, another area of my life that, I'm hoping to, have, a partner or a relationship, a love relationship.
Well, and that is a very good possibility for you as well. Just because of the fact that, it can lead to that as well. Like, once you get comfortable and happy in your own self, and I don't mean complacent. Like, there's a difference between comfort and complacency. There's a big difference there, actually, for that matter. But what I do want to say is like, start, like, looking at things differently. Like, try to change, like, have within you that positive sort of aspect and self-reflection of yourself, too, because that is what's going to draw somebody close to you. Okay? Like, when you are expressing yourself in a very healthy and happy and wonderful way, you're going to draw somebody to you that's actually going to be very similar to you. And even, like I said, even though when times get, let's say, for example, a little tough, and at times they do, but always understand that, that's just temporary. That's just a short-term phase of malaise or whatever. But when you come out of it, you're still going to be that happy, that friendly, that helpful sort of person that somebody else is going to sit there and be attracted to. You see what I mean? So start putting that out there. Start, like, showing yourself as being like, okay, you know what? I am this way. I am happy. I am healthy. I am doing this. Even though that maybe things are not, but you're still doing the best you can with what you got. Okay?
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That was wonderful. Yay.
And, well, like I said, there's opportunity there. There is, like, for you to actually have that. But don't get stuck in those old ruts. Like, start changing those habits now, so that when you do get into the, into a new place and a new city and so forth, like I said, you can hit the ground running at that point.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, and you're right. I do need to get out of the ruts. You're right. It's like you don't even realize you're getting in a rut. And
it'll creep up on you very quickly. Well, and it does, and it happens, but it happens even to the best of us.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Well, thank you so much, and I wish you well for your next adventure or your next journey. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. And Happy New Year.
And like I said, and same to you. And like I said, connect with me on Facebook. I'm always more than happy to add another friend to Facebook. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was our last caller of the evening, and my gratitude does go out to all of you that have called in over the, I guess you could say, over the past 6-7 months, because of the fact that, like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the work that I do. You guys have all, tuned in, I guess you could say, on Monday nights, and which is always a pleasure, and I am very grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for my wonderful producer, Roz. I tease and, we call her Roz, but Reverend Tiffany White Sagewoman. I appreciate her and all the work that she has done for me over the past 6-7 months. She has been a wonderful producer and show organizer and Facebook connecting sort of thing. Like, you name it, she kind of does it. She's, done some wonderful things there, and she will still continue to do some wonderful things as well with other readers that are on there as well. Obviously, yes, like we got some wonderful people on the Goldilocks Productions group. They're a wonderful group of human beings to connect with. And even if you don't realize it, there's still a healing that does happen between you and even if you just listen. Because it's the energy that person does put off. It's the energy of the group. And even if you're not, like I said, fully actively, let's say, for example, participating, like if you're not calling in, the thing is that the energy that is imparted can still help you a little bit, even if it's just for that. They are a wonderful group, like I said, and please feel free to continue to keep dialing in, continue to, to frequent their shows. It's the work is the work. And realize that within yourself, too, that you are able to do the work as well. Sometimes it takes another person to kind of help you to realize it, but you are there to like I said, to explore and to be a better soul than you ever thought possible. So, on that happy note, I thank you all very much for tuning in. I am very grateful for all of you. I'm not crying yet, but I probably will be. Who knows? The thing is that, like I said, it's been a wonderful experience, and I hope that at a later time or date, I will be able to come back. It's just that not right at this moment, unfortunately. But who knows? Who knows where the winds carry us? And like I said, keep connecting to me, keep connecting to the Goldilocks Productions. And with that said, I wish you all a wonderful 2018 and have a wonderful and joyous and juicy life. Bye-bye.